morning, everyone. How are we this morning? It's sunny and very cold here this morning. We had very, very heavy frost last night, which means, given that we had lots and lots of rain over the last few weeks, we have quite a lot of ice on the ground, which is fine. I just need to flip over to a different screen, like that one. There we are. Hello, Carol. How are you? So, yes, so really, really cold here. Hello, Jessie. From a cold 36 degrees Florida. Yeah, I'll take you. Let's see, what's 36 degrees in because you're in Fahrenheit. So let's see, 36. See, oops, didn't want that one. 36. C. Oh no, you're Fahrenheit. I need to do it the other way around, don't I? Hello, Brenton. Hello, Sherry. Hello, Wendy. Not as cold as it is here. It's ridiculous here. I'm just going to change that round to... Right, so you're 2 degrees? 2 degrees centigrade in Florida. That is ridiculous. It is colder than that here. We are currently -4, -5, which is quite cold. But we kind of expect that. 2 degrees in Florida is ridiculous. Anyway, at least we've got sunshine, which is something. We have miserable weather the last few weeks. The river that runs past the village has broken its banks. It hasn't as yet flooded any property, but it's getting quite close. It's not over the road yet. We moved here not quite 8 years ago. I mean, it was 8 years in a couple of weeks. And only once have we known it... twice have we known it flood the road. Once really badly to make it impassable, and it was impassable for, I want to say, over a week. And then once so that it was just damp in the road. Morning, Shaz. Oh, it's going to get up into the 70s. Okay, Jessie, I will stop feeling quite so sorry for you. It's 11 o'clock in the morning here, and as I say, -4, -5. I'm on church locking and unlocking duty this week. So it was just past 8 o'clock when I walked up to the church, which isn't that far, but I did put lots of layers on. And the puddles on our lane were, the ice on top was 1/2 inch thick at least. And where people had already driven through it, it had frozen again. So that was nice. Anywho, let's hovering around 0 in Ontario. You've had sun for 3 days straight for the first time in a month. Wow. Now we're back to dreary. Yeah, as I say, we've gone past dreary and we're now in cold but sunny. I'm going to flip the camera down because I don't know if you saw my Instagram, but I am going to be making with... Morning, Karen. With On the Farm today. I think On the Farm is quite a challenging bundle, and there is free paper in Sale-a-bration. On the Farm bundle in the mini is on page 34. I thought I had my Sale-a-bration catalogue here. I have. So it's on page 34. Usefully, it's 48.50 or 63 euros. So 48.50 pounds. 63 euros, which means you can get a free item with Sale-a-bration if you buy the bundle, which of course means you can get the Day at the Farm paper, because it is one of those items that you can get with either £45 or €60 spend. So it's almost like they had it planned. What have we got? So you had no water for 3 days, Shaz. Good grief. Whole village was out. Yes, some friends of ours who live in Wheatley, which isn't that far from us, had a similar problem last year. They were out for a year, I think, a week, I think. Indeed, here is one of them. Hello, Jan, who lives in Weekly. And yes, they were without water for quite a while. Hello, Sherry. Sherry's just commenting, and I know Sherry's here. Yes, Jan, sending lots and lots of love to you. It's been a bit of a heat wave with you. Well, yes, because you're sort of Melbourne, aren't you, Brenton? And I know they stopped the tennis because it was so hot. Hello, Mary from the Netherlands. Right, okay, so I've shown you where everything is. Let me show you the paper. It isn't all... random piece of paper. It isn't all what I would call farmy paper. Let me just get my other light on. I've just realised I haven't put that light on. I have now. So, the colours of the paper are Cajun Craze, Balmy Blue, Cherry Cobbler, Daffodil Delight, Pear Pizzazz, Garden Green, Sahara Sand and Soft Suede. So an interesting colour combination. The papers, and I have been hacking, I've done prep, slightly worrying. Hello Jan, someone else from Florida. So we've got a Cherry Cobbler plaid with animals and flowers and foliage on the back. We've got trees with cows and daisies and hills. Same again. This one, which is Cherry Cobbler with white, with farm things on, and a burlap on the back, or sacking. It's thicker than calico, which is burlap what you call calico in the States? Can't remember. Anywho, then we've got geese and chicks and hens with windmills on a balmy blue background and chicken wire on the back. We've got this piece, which has got this lovely balmy blue background with white imagery on the front. Now I have cut into this, which is why I'm having to take this one out. So it's a whole sheet. Great if all you want to do is stick it in a 12 by 12 frame and put it on your wall. But I am going to be cutting into it for today. So for some of the more farm-based pictures, I'll put that back later. And then we've got vegetables, random or what, with a stripe on the back. The stripe is actually the one I haven't used yet. And then we've got the same again in pieces. So, as I say, I have been doing some prep, which is scary. Because I promised that it was going to be not all farm. Hello, Nora. Now, Nora. And I have told other people as well, but I don't think I've told you specifically. Hello, Gian. The Royal Mail has got a cyber issue at the moment. They're calling it an incident, but I read somewhere that actually it's one of those ransom demands, which means that at the moment they cannot send anything overseas. Now, one of my product shares is already on the way to someone on the continent. Nora, your product share is sitting on a table because I was hoping that they would resolve the issue slightly quicker than they have. They are a week into it now. The one that is already on its way to Germany actually isn't. It's sitting in the sorting office. The problem arose during the day when I dropped it into the sorting office last Tuesday. You couldn't make it up. So, Nora, I'm trying to find another way of getting it to you without having to take out a second mortgage. But fingers crossed, I will sort something out. So I will get that to you. Hello, Leslie. Right. So these are the things that I've prepped. Is that scary or what? Except I haven't actually prepped the stamps that I'm going to use. However, so I've got a Sahara Sand card base, and by prepped I mean I've cut rather than done much. So I've got a Sahara Sand card base. I've got this silver edged ribbon. As I say, I'll sort something out, Nora. I just need to have a look. Thank you, Wendy. I'm glad you liked it. It came so quickly. I managed to turn it around really quickly. However, I am behind with other things. Hey, so I've got a garden green stylish shape. I've got a scrap of white. I've got a stylish shape die. And then cherry cobbler on cherry cobbler. So that's going to go on there. So really, this is a really simple, quick, just get it done sort of card. What am I looking for? From all of us. Now I have actually, excuse me, very cold room. I've managed to get it up from 5 degrees to 10 Celsius. So I've dug out all of the inks that are colours that are in the paper. So I've got everything ready because all my inks are now behind me on a shelf over there. I keep switching where I want things to go. And at the moment I'm going for clear desk, but everything else behind me is getting my steps up, which is no bad thing. Morning, Karen. What have you done with the real Liz? I know, it is scary, isn't it? I'm prepped, for crying out loud. So cherry cobbler from all of us. That's a bit splodgy, so I'm going to get another scrap. It'll be a scrap. I've rather over-inked. In fact, I may even stamp... Oh, no. Not stamped off. This is a new ink pad, and I need to store it upside down, as in the right way up, for a while. Let's see if I can make it less splodgy. That's better. So yes, I'm going to store it. Normally we store the ink pads, and it's the joy of these ink pads is that they store upside down. So I'm going to be storing it that way. I say it's new. Apparently I opened it on the 28th of July last year. I don't use cherry cobbler that much, even during Christmas. It's not a colour that I'm a great fan of. It's a bit... I don't know what the problem is with it for me, but it's not one of my favourite colours. But my other one died. Big time died. Right, snips. So, and I have finished, it's amazing, I have finished tidying out my craft room. Oh! So I will be doing a tour at some point when I can work out how to do it without making you all completely sick, because holding a camera whilst you're walking is not necessarily a good idea. I will definitely be sharing it on Instagram because I did it before and now I need to do the after. And I do actually still need to get a table away because it's somewhere to put stuff, and I don't want anywhere to put stuff, because if I have somewhere to put stuff, I put stuff on it and then it gets covered. So I'm just going to run this through my boho blue mini cut and emboss. It was so hot at the Aussie Open that play was suspended. Yes, I heard that. Apart from the 3 courts with a roof. Yeah, I did hear that the Open had been postponed. Morning, Margaret. Lovely and sunny, but still 2 degrees. Yes, well, wish that it was. Our high today is expected to be about 2 degrees, I think. So yes, loving the boho blue. So if you are already a demonstrator, or, these are my stylish shapes, so let's just pop that back, or, well, let's start with if you're already a demonstrator. Certainly in Europe, so it was late arrived, the boho blue was late arriving in Europe. So I'm just going to layer all this together, and then I will be doing something slightly more exciting with the sentiment. So it was late arriving, so we're allowed to buy it at full price, which is £59. I just quite fancied having a blue one, so I did. Or if you're not a demo, you can put it in your starter kit. So if you're a demo, you've got until, I want to say, the 4th of February to buy it if you're in Europe. I don't know what the situation is in the other territories, regions. because I don't know when it arrived, but certainly in Europe we're allowed to buy it for a month after it was launched. No, I'm going to do it that way up. So I'm going to put the white stripes at the top, or the lighter stripes at the top, because to my eye they are not as heavy as this, so I like weight at the bottom. I guessed it was 3. I guessed it was with a roof. Leslie, still working on my craft room. Had to buy a new labeler. Yes. I'm shameless, Shaz. You're 53 degrees in South Florida. That's interesting because in somewhere else in Florida it's only 30 something. Right, okay, so I've got that in place. Now I've got a garden green and then obviously our sentiment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the garden green onto there, and then I'm going to put this behind the whole thing. So I'm just going to stick this onto this. So let's just add some Hujima Flip. Let's see if I can get that vaguely central on my grid paper. There we go. And then hopefully that is vaguely central. Right, so I need my little box of dimensionals, which we made, I want to say last week. You're Central Florida near Tampa, are you, Jess? And that's where it's not quite as warm as it is in South Florida with you, Jan. Don't know why I put those on yet, but hey. Right, so that is going to go there, but I need to put my ribbon in. So I'm going to add a couple of bits of Seal Plus, and then with luck and a fair wind, yes, love it when a plan actually comes together. Perfect. Right, snips, where did you go? There you are. No, not way. I have my heater on oscillating so that I don't end up with burnt thighs, or shins probably. It's really lovely when it oscillates in my direction, but my feet are very, very cold. I have very, very, very cold toes, even though they're in thermal socks with booties over the top. That looks sort of square. There we are. And then let me see what we've got in my embellishment tin. That might work with that. Oh, I think. For some reason I've got 2 lots of Milky Dots open. But I'm going to use the white Milky Dots because they're not really white. You did your first shoebox swap. So much fun. I've not done one, you know. The further north we go, the cooler it gets. You were in Melbourne on Saturday and it was only 42 degrees. Wow. Hang on, I'm getting confused, Jan, because you're in Florida. Is there a Melbourne in Florida as well? Getting very confused. Doesn't take much, I will accept. There, I think. And then a baby one. I think I put my baby one just randomly there. There we go. So that's the first one. As I say, about as far away from a farm as you can get. The Milky Dots are lovely. I love the Milky Dots. They are the host gift from me this month. So anyone who shops with me and places a qualifying order, which basically means they get a free Sale-a-bration item anyway, will also be getting Milky Dots. So that's the first one. Right, second one, we have got a tree die. We've got the top of that sheet that is a picture. You've got a Melbourne in Florida. Okay. Who knew? Well, there we go. Right, so I'm not going to do anything particularly exciting with this. We're on Pear Pizzazz, Daffodil Delight, and that thing. And all I'm going to do is stamp and die cut some trees. Because I can. So, stamp. Let's pop that away. Use that stamp. I need white card, and I'm going to use Memento, and I am going to use blends, which I do need to go and get. Now, interestingly, we do not have Pear Pizzazz or Garden Green in blends. Why would we? That would be too easy. I'm going to do this twice just in case. So I'm going to use other greens, is basically what I'm saying. South of Orlando. Okay. There's a Swansea in Melbourne. Okay. Wow. That kind of makes a bit more sense than a Melbourne in the States. And the reason I say that is because obviously back in the day, English people or British people went to both Australia and the US, so I can understand town names from the UK ending up overseas, but overseas names ending up somewhere else overseas, that just feels a bit random. But there we go. Right, okay, so I'm just going to get some greens. So I'm thinking, actually that will work. So I've only brought over two. I've got light mossy meadow and light garden green. I'm just going to die cut and clear the decks a bit. That would be useful. I've got toot everywhere. 'Twas ever thus. So I'll die cut both of them because I may use both. Don't know. I do not know. There's a Swansea in New Hampshire. You live in Waterloo. Yep, another transported name. Actually, Waterloo, of course, is from the continent, hence the Battle of. And there is a story that, so back in the day, not that long ago, Eurostar used to run from Waterloo Station over to Europe. It's now St Pancras. And the theory goes that because the French, Napoleon and co, lost the Battle of Waterloo, we deliberately had Eurostar going into Waterloo just to rub salt into the wound. I don't know if that's true. There's part of me that likes to think it possibly was, because, you know, we could be that petty. But who knows? So yes, Waterloo is transported from the continent. Many English town names used it. Yeah, it's the same as the US. Oh, Wendy, you are with me. I'm with you on that one. I wish we had some heat. It is so cold. Right, okay, so... Oh, I need a brown as well, don't I? And the reason I need a brown is because we've got tree trunks. So I'm going to do very stylistic, rather, colouring, because that's what's on this. And it would look really odd if this was ultra realistic on a stylised background. So I'll pop over and get, that is light, yes. I'll pop over and get soft suede in a moment. Yeah, that sort of works. I'll just go and get the brown and then I'll show you what I've done. Light soft suede. So light soft suede. So let me bring that up. So that's all I've done, is just colour it really simply, nothing particularly exciting. -3 with Shaz, need to go and see the sheep. I'll take you with me. Thank you. I'd like to come and see the sheep with you. Now, these are very small, so they need to be kind of, and the clouds and what have you are huge by comparison, so I'm going to have them kind of there-ish. I think I'm going to have 2 lots. So I'm going to colour exactly the same. So I've got light mossy meadow over to the side. And then all the way around the oblong tree. And then light light granny apple green. And light soft suede. Oh, good point, Leslie. Yes. So, in colours, the 2021-2023 in colours, which are soft succulent, evening evergreen, pale papaya, polished pink, and my brain's gone. And the other one, oh, fresh freesia, will be retiring in April or at the end of April. If you want them, I would suggest, or if you want anything in them, I would suggest doing that sooner rather than later. Right, so I'm going to stick 1 lot flat, and I know I don't generally use Tombow on basic white, but for this I will be, because I want this flat, flat, flat. So that's going to go there. Yeah, it's always a good idea, Brenton. Thank you, Wendy, for that, reminding us that some of the items are already low stock. So certainly in Europe, if you want them, now is a good time. They will possibly do a restock before the end of this catalogue, but let's not assume, because you know about what assume is, don't you? So I'm just using an edge piece for the trunks. Because they're a bit wispy. I know, Shaz. Well, hey, okay, so let's put a slight caveat on all this. There is a possibility, and I do not know, so don't hold me to this, but there is a possibility that because this year is our 35th globally, there could be a colour refresh, in which case it's open season on what colours are going and what colours are staying. In that, we know that the in colours will go, but they may come back again. Right, I'm going to stick that on in a minute once I've done my layers. So who knows? So Coastal Cabana, for example, and Poppy Parade, for example, were, and Mint Macaron actually, were in colours back in the day. I must stop saying back in the day. It's annoying me, so what it must be doing to you guys, I dread to think. So they are now part of the general colour families. However, if we do a colour refresh, anything could happen. Oh, Jan, never mind. Love the in colours to last 2 years. They do last 2 years, Wendy. Oh, soft succulent is gorgeous, Brenton. You can actually get soft succulent from Evening Evergreen if you stamp it off, or something fairly close. So yes, if they therefore kept Evening Evergreen. But yes, they are 2 years, Wendy. Oh, I see what you mean. Yes, it's been 4 years since the last refresh. But the in colours are 2 years. What I think is confusing, and I have had a conversation with one of my customers about this, is that it's not obvious when they retire, because it just says that they last until 2023 or whichever, but it's not obvious that that's per the catalogue. Right. I'm going to go today is a good day, because I want a sentiment. Today is a good day. And I'm going to stick with black. And can't believe it's taken me half an hour. Jan's favourite colour is Mint Macaron. It retired just before she joined. Happily, I had a spare. So it retired just before she joined and didn't come back until after she'd joined. But as I say, I did have a spare, so I let her have my spare. Right, stylish shapes. And I want a little circle. I'm thinking probably that one. Yep. And I'm just going to do it as a simple circle. Nothing more, nothing less. Come on. Thank you. Tell you, it's just as well I prepped, bearing in mind it's taken me half an hour to not finish 2 cards already. Time is going far too fast. It is, you're right. Time flies when you're enjoying yourself, though. That's what they say. And I kind of get that. Yeah, that's not central. That's better. Not brilliant, but it's better. I know, mid-January, we're already a quarter of the way through Sale-a-bration. The older you get, the faster time goes, absolutely, and I cannot believe that I am the age I am. It is really depressing. Right, don't need those. So all I'm going to do is wham a couple of dimensionals on the back, and I don't think this needs any embellishments because there's a lot going on. Dimensional backings go everywhere. So I'm putting this up there because this kind of balances out. So that's a very simple style from a style point of view. This one I'm almost going to do nothing with. So we've got a balmy blue background, and I'm going to have to put liners in all of these. Now I quite liked that as a kind of, it is what it is, and I don't think it needs anything. I think it is just a pretty card and a sentiment on the inside. And obviously your sentiment could be whatever you want. I might do the inside for this one. Now a lot of the dies die cut a lot of the images. So for example, that where it's meant to be, those pigs are they're the same shape, they're not the same size. That was me thinking I was being really clever about that. There are a lot more dies than there are images. Does that make sense? So you've got little animals like chicks that don't have a stamp. Hello Pam. Busy morning, I know that feeling. God, if you're depressed, spare a thought for me, really. 70. Oh, Leslie. It's all about how young you feel though, isn't it? So just stick this on, right way up, always a plan. So for the inside, let me grab a piece of basic white and the stamp set. So we've got the flower, we've got the pigs. I might use the pigs actually. And the flower. Yeah. Because the pigs look kind of cute. I don't think they need colouring. I think they can be just as they are on the inside. And I'm going to go Memento. Although I'm tempted, I think I'll just leave the pigs as they, leave it just the pigs. The flower is going to be so large by comparison that it would be like you're in the land of giants. Now what might go, and this is going to be interesting, Flirty Flamingo. Might, because these are a faint cherry cobbler. So I'm going to be brave. Ish. Oh gosh, no. No, no. No, 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 no. 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 Don't do it, Liz. Not doing that. Bad idea. I'm just going to leave them the colour they are. Oh, Leslie, I love that. You still feel 40, but your back isn't with you. I know you've had problems with your back, but I do have sciatica, so, amongst other slight painful issues. But yes, my back doesn't necessarily. My back is definitely my age. Yes, Pam. So we've got our team meeting tomorrow, and it's a really easy one. It's just use anything from Sale-a-bration. Just saying. This wasn't meant to be a hint, so I'm just leaving that like that. Really simple. Petal pink. Ooh, it's a bit orange. It's a bit orange. Orange. Bearing in mind that the pigs are on the front. Otherwise, I would be with you. They would be very good. But in fact, Flirty Flamingo is better. Now it's dry. Oh, I might give it a go. It was a bit in your face when it was wet, but now that they're dry, let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. Right. So yeah, we're just putting, because when they're wet, they're very, 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 very bright. But yeah, if the pigs were on their own and not with the pigs, the printed pigs, I think petal pink is probably a really good idea. But not with the very pink pigs on the front. Because I don't actually think of petal pink as a particular pink. I think it is an orange. In fact, I'm going to be really sorry to see polished pink go, because I don't think we've got much in the way of a proper pink. Yeah, that's actually not as bad as I was expecting it to be. But yes, no, not petal pink. Try the, to soften the pink, the 1000. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, you haven't got to have another operation, Leslie. That's ridiculous. I mean, it's not ridiculous, but I mean, I'm really sorry. That one of the new 500. Oh. See you soon, Jan. When I was going through chemo, Leslie, I did a lot of crafting. And you're right, quite a lot of the... Yeah, that looks all right now that it's died down a bit. Quite a lot of the naturals, or whatever we're calling them, are pink. Right, again, this is going to be quite an easy or simple card. So I've got this black and white. Cherry cobbler and white paper. I get where you're coming from, Jessie, on the colours, because a lot of them are very pink. So the cherry cobbler with white, a piece of white for it to go on Sahara sand, and then I've just got the sheep, and I am going to stamp the sheep. And then I'm going to die cut. Ooh, I need the pig one. I need my C. So, and there are these lovely curly cues that we can make the wool curly. So 3, because I like odd numbers. May not use them all. Somewhere I have a pair of scissors. There they are. Right. My little boho blue, let's pop those out of the way because they're taking up rather a lot of room now. Now this does fit inside, so with luck we can do a twofer. Hello, Deborah. Oh, Leslie, absolutely. You're never too old to learn something new. Oh, I like that. So we've got little curly cues. I'll show you when I've finished the others. I will show you that. They're rather helpfully sticking to the... Oh, no, they're not. That would have been too clever by half, really, wouldn't it? So let's just pop that on there. Do I want... Yes, I want more than one. Definitely want more than one. I think, with the benefit of 20/20 hindsight, if I were to make this card again, I would use thick white. That's moved a bit, but I think it'll be okay. I was going through radiation with chemo to follow. Fatigue. You are going through radiation. Oh, I managed to avoid having radiotherapy. We talked about it, but they reckoned that the positive that I would have gained would have been so minimal versus the damage that would have happened that it wasn't a good idea. Also, it meant that if I had a recurrence, they wouldn't have then been able to use radiation, but it depends on whether you have a mastectomy or a lumpectomy and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm with you, Karen. Chemo absolutely did me for 6. My mother, who bless her, got breast cancer just after me. She had radiotherapy but not chemotherapy, and she was absolutely shattered, poor love. I mean, she was in her 80s at this stage. So let me show you what this looks like with its curly hues. Can you see just about see the curly cues? Oh, thank you, Wendy. Yes, thumbs up is always appreciated. Karen, do I have your address? And if not, could you maybe send me a message either on email, which is liz@oldstablescrafts.co.uk, oldstablescrafts all one word, because I would love to send you a card. As a sort of cheer up, you know, try to send some positive vibes. See you soon, Jessie. Sherry's off to work. Everyone's off to work. Shaz likes the curls. But yes, Karen, if you could drop me an email at liz@oldstablescrafts.co.uk, I would be thrilled, and then I can make you a card to send, just to hopefully brighten your day a bit, wherever you are. I mean, My caveat for this is, assuming the Royal Mail ever managed to send things overseas again, because I believe you are overseas. Can't remember, because I have no brain. I have the brain of a pea. Right, so as I say, I may not use all of my sheep, although I do quite like the idea of using them all. So I could have 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to stick those 2 flat and that one up. So this one needs to go down first. And I'm going to concentrate on the bits that don't have curlicues. Stick, damn you, stick. And dimensionals. So I can use that half bit for there, and then I've got these bits for legs. Oh, it's lung cancer. Oh, that explains it. Thank you, Karen, for sending my... As I say, at the moment, the Royal Mail are having problems going overseas, but as soon as they're back, I'll pop something in the post to you. Now, one of my team, and I won't name them because it's their health, not my health. One of my team had lung cancer, and she is doing really well. I mean, she had it years ago. I think she lost the lung, but she's doing really well. She is amazing. Right, I've got one more card that I've prepped, and I'm going to, again, leave that as it is. With this bizarre kit. Yes, quite. It is a bit odd. Right, so what have I got here? Oh, that's interesting. Nothing. Right, so what am I going to do with this? Although I did see... and I'm tempted to do it. I did see a card where I'm going to do it. I'm going to... No, that's not big enough. I am going to do it. Don't just book it, Thomas, cook it. I saw a card where they had die cut. They die cut lots of the outline elements and just put it on a horizon. Oh, Wendy, you're so right. You are so right. That actually goes round the pig because that goes in there. Right, so I need that. And some hills. And that. And oh, I'll have a bunny as well. So these are all going to be completely not to scale. Just saying. I've got a chick. No, let's get a chick, of which we have 3. Got a pig and a calf. Right, so I'm going to get my big cut and emboss out. Let's move that out of the way. Right, okay, this is not going to take long. Honest gov. So big cut and emboss. Big plates. About that high, I think. Yep. So I'm just going to pop all of these onto the top piece of this piece of card. They are so cute. Oh, goosey goosey gander. No, ducky. Other way up. There we go. Right. Hey, and did you notice, I don't know if you did, that I actually put an image on the YouTube front page. You may not spot it, but I did. It'll be there soon after, and I will note it will change to replay as soon as we have finished. So let's get all of those there, and I can sort those out later. Don't need that bit, do need that bit, don't need that bit, need all of these. Let's loosen these. Get rid of those bits, that's what the floor's for. Reminds me I must hoover. Oh, bless you all. Cards are hugs and kisses. Yes, I always say they're a hug with a fold in it. Right, okay. This is going to be one of the fastest cards I think I've ever put together. Eyes down for an open house. So let's see if my seal will last, because we're at that red stage. I may not use all of the dies that I've die cut. This needs seal. This hopefully will be the same width as the pear pizzazz. More or less. There we go. And so this was on Pinterest, and I wonder if I can find who it was from. As I say, these are going to be not to scale. No, it wasn't that one. There it is. It was from Joanne Burkerman. It was actually a real, an idea pin that she had. I love all this, all the prayers and hugs that are being sent. Thank you for being such a lovely people. I always think that crafters are just the nicest people. as I say, not to scale. Please don't think this is to scale, because it's not. Then we'll have our little ducky. I don't think I'll be using the hills. Duck near the goose, and then the bunny. I'm just going to put a splodge of glue and pop our bunny on it. There we go. And then that goes on the front of our soft suede card. And then I'll do a quick review before we all say goodbye. Oh, bless you, Karen. Bless you. I'm so pleased you find this part of your community. That is just amazing. Crafters are the best carers ever. Oh, bless you, Jan. Right, so we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards, some of which are not farmy. So we've got those two which are the same paper. Then we've got our pigs, our scene, and the one I started with, which is not farmy, excuse me, not farmy at all. So, as ever, if you like them, a thumbs up is always appreciated. Let me sort of vaguely clear the decks a bit and then flip you up so I can say goodbye properly. There we go. So, thank you very much for joining me today. I love, love, love our community spirit here. It is a joy. Karen, my heart goes out to you. Ditto Leslie, anyone who's got, well, and Jan, I know you're going through a rough time. So anyone who is going through rough times, I'm sending you my heart. Must use this DSP. Oh, thank you, Wendy. I do truly believe that being disabled, I love my online. Oh, bless you, Carol. Thank you, Nora. Thank you, Jan. So yes, if you've enjoyed it, thumbs up is always appreciated. If you don't already follow me, hit that YouTube subscribe button. I know I keep promising this. I am going to do some random lives now that I've got my product shares out. Today I am going to be designing the cards for the next Creativity in a Box kit. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And I look forward to seeing you all very soon. If you're watching on replay, you can leave a comment below the description bar. I will photograph all these and get them on my website. I'm so behind with my website, it's not true. But yeah, have a fantastic day, and I will hopefully see some of you on Thursday, 3 o'clock UK time. It's now just gone midday UK time. So thank you very much indeed. See you soon. Bye for now.